Hello world, it's Dave again, and it's Dave again after taking a significant break. I guess I'm nearly a week back in Japan from having gone home for 6 weeks in Canada, and I thought when I went back to Canada that I would, catch up on everything on the channel. I get a bunch of wicked videos from being at home. There'd be a whole bunch of great stuff going on that would then liven things up on the channel, and so a little variety as to what you see always here. Sorry, a little out of breath. Getting things set up. And the sad story was, of course, I've been dead on my channel for the last 6 weeks, so I didn't do any of that. It's just the case, you go home and you're on vacation, you intend to do all these things, and then you just get caught up in doing everything else. And I was busy. Japanese, it would be Isogashi kata desu. I'm originally born on Vancouver Island, and I went to Vancouver Island 4 times. I got a bunch of family in the interior BC, and I ended up going into there twice, so like back and forth and all these different times. It was really, really hectic. But it was an incredible trip home. My eldest brother has had his first kid, Piper Jameson. I could see some hateful comments showing up for that name. I actually looked it up. It's a very polarizing name. A lot of people think that it's horrible, but I really like it because it kind of brings to mind like the Pied Piper. And judging from kind of the charismatic personality of my brother, I was thinking that it's very likely she's probably a pretty charismatic girl, and I was like, that's perfect. A girl with a name Piper, who was kind of the life of the party, is sort of suited. Fitting or whatever. So absolutely incredible. It was it was a mission. I did everything that I could possibly do. I did too. I thought it'd be kind of cool because obviously people checking out my channel are checking it out from all over the world. So it would have been really cool to take more pictures. What I'm gonna do is, I think on this video, I'll edit in when this video ends. When I went to Vancouver Island, you've got Victoria, kind of like south on the island. Yeah, south. And then the small town that I'm from is called Mill Bay. In midway between the two, you have this like really beautiful road. It's called the Malahat, really dangerous road, but it goes along the coast, and it's this beautiful highway that goes along the coast. And there's a restaurant that you can go into there. And it looks out over the side of the island on this restaurant. It's like one of the most incredible views you can possibly imagine. And I met up with one of my old buddies from way, 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 way back. And we went out for dinner there before I headed back to the mainland again. And I got like a 45-second video of just the view as it pans across to give you some idea of the place that I grew up and kind of the beauty of it, because it really was just amazing. I was like, man, I grew up here. This is incredible. This is so nice. I remember going to this restaurant many times, although it's changed hands. So you can look forward to that at the end of the video. And as well, I've got kind of maybe some people will find them more interesting, but I've got a few pics that I snapped on. I was suddenly on the last day of or a couple of the last days, I was like, shit, I should probably take some pictures of Vancouver here. I mean, people can check it out on YouTube, but they're not my pictures. So I took pictures of that. So you're gonna have, when this video ends, it'll transition into that little scape shot that you get on the Malahat. And I'm also gonna have a Dropbox folder like I do sometimes down below, that you can check out pictures I've taken of a few shots in and around Vancouver. I used to live really close to Robson Street in Vancouver, and it's kind of, I guess it'd be like a famous street in Vancouver. They got a couple. There's Granville, which is their party street. They got Robson Street, which is got tons of shopping on it and stuff like that, and is really beautiful. So I snapped some shots around there, and there were a few beautiful days. I was hanging out with this incredible girl that I loved. Her name's Christina, and she was just like, it's so beautiful right now. And I didn't even notice it in the shot, but the reason she wanted to take the shot was because all the clouds that were kind of peppered through the sky were being perfectly reflected in all the buildings around us when we were walking around. And so I snapped a couple shots of that. So there's a few cool shots in there of Vancouver. And for anybody whose interest is piqued about Vancouver generally, a few more for that as well. So you get a little bit of the island, you get a little bit of Vancouver, and I actually did a decent effort on the last ferry ride that I took, because I was on the ferry 4 times. And I gotta say, you know, if somebody hadn't done that before, if they'd not been from Vancouver, or if they're just not used to that kind of thing, the ferry's a really, really beautiful trip to go on. And I snapped lots of shots, and I snapped lots of shots kind of mid-ride, and as we arrive into one of the ports, or whatever you want to call it, in Vancouver. So you get some cool shots of that. I think that'll be cool. Yeah, so this video was kind of like to assure people I'm not actually dead. This channel will actually continue. And for those who have actually written me, I love that. I'm absolutely going to respond. It's people who write me, who give me, you know, more ammunition for the channel, because it allows me to answer their questions, so you're not forgotten. And now when I get this video posted for the rest of the week, I'm just going to start burning through all of those emails that I have. If the questions are short enough, I'll just fire off an answer. If I feel like it warrants a video, I'll make the video. And when I've done that, I'll also alert you when I'm starting to upload it, so you can know to check the site. If you haven't been given a notification or have that set up, that you should receive a notification from me when I post new videos. So I'm going to get through all the emails. I'm going to answer all the questions. I'm not dead. I was just having such a good time. I was having too good a time. The good times will kill you. So I didn't get around to answering people like I usually would have, and like I really, really like to do. Just a little bit distracted. So yeah, that's kind of like, this is just to say things are going to get up and running again really, really quick here. Today we got this weekend. Tomorrow I've got a sports festival, and it's really, really cool. And I'm going to take more videos tomorrow of the sports festival. I've noticed at the school they don't mind if I'm taking videos and stuff, and they don't mind if I take pictures and everything. So I've been like, oh, this is a perfect opportunity to finally get out of this room and get like a video spliced together of all that stuff that I record outside of here. And so I'm going to do a bunch of that tomorrow. And I think before I start answering the emails, although I will, that's going to be the following video that will be posted, is going to be one that will splice together all these individual videos that I do from the sports festival that's coming tomorrow. And it's really cool. You see some really distinct cultural characteristics when you go to these things, you know, from like the mass group stretching. Like, I've done a video on this before. It's so funny how when they get warmed up for the stretching at the beginning of the sports festival, everybody does it, you know, like even the parents who've come to watch the kids, like a lot of them, if they're not too old, will stand up and start stretching when they do this. It's like radio taiso, this like radio stretching or something. Anyways, I don't need to talk about that day, because I'm going to make a big video that splices together everything I see from that day, and you'll get footage. I've already taken videos today, so I've already got that kind of like building up. Yeah, but that's about it. This doesn't need to be long. This is just to let the world know that I'm not dead, and I have every intention to make more videos and respond to the questions that people have so generously donated their time in writing to me. So that's about it. Yeah, yeah, that's about it. I don't need to talk about much else. So thanks for checking out the channel. Thanks for writing me the emails. I really appreciate that. And I'll be answering and getting back to everybody in good time this week, now that I'm a little acclimatized. When I came over, jet lag is just brutal. You know, it is and it isn't. It's the kind of thing you're like fine, but you're not fine. There's always this kind of feeling of unease for the first like 3 or 4 days, but I'm totally through that now. So here we go, back started again. And like I said, don't forget the Dropbox link. I worry, you know, I put the effort into those things and people are curious, but they might just not know that they're even there, but it'll be down below. Alright, so this one's posted today. I'll be posting again tomorrow. And like I like to say, thanks for tripping with Dave. Thanks for not unsubscribing while I was away for like over a month. People have still been kicking around, so I appreciate that. And now this should kind of like transition into that other video that I was talking about. Alright, cool. That's it. Peace.
It would be pretty incredible. cool to have like a commission logo.
The only reason I've thought of going to there is because it's the closest place to the Grand Canyon and to Zion.
Janny Freedom.
Taking a video?
Yeah.